everybody, this is Ken from I Can Bee. Just going to do a bee installation today. So what we have here are some 3-pound packages. A package of bees comes just like this in this box. It has a cover on the top and it has a small web strap that's connected to the queen's cage. So the queen for this colony is inside of this box of bees. Now, there's also a container of syrup that's inside of here. The syrup is what the bees have been feeding on during their travels to get to this point so that they can make it to their new apiary. What we're going to do is we're going to pop this lid off, then we're going to remove the syrup, and then after we remove the syrup, we're going to remove the queen and take the cork out of the end of the queen cage. I'll show you that. Now, I've pre-prepped the hive by removing the telescoping cover, the inner cover, and then I've removed several frames. What I like to do when I take the queen out is to actually insert the queen into an area where there is no comb or on a fresh frame. That way it prevents her from getting trapped in the honeycomb inside of the hive before she's released. So that way the bees can feed her, they can bring her honey and some water if they want to. Right? So we'll put these 3 frames off on the side and we're going to get started here. First, we're going to pop off the lid, toss that to the side. Then I have my handy dandy pocket knife, put that into the corner, and then I just start to pry out the syrup container that's in here. Sometimes they get a little stuck in there, but you can work your way around and pull that out. Tap off any bees on the bottom. There's a hole in the bottom of this syrup container, and that's what's been dripping syrup lightly while they've been on their journey. Just put that off to the side for right now. Now we're going to release the queen. Shake a few of the bees off. Bring this over so you can see. Here's the queen inside of the queen cage. There's candy on this side and an opening on that end. We're going to put the pocket knife into this end right here. We're going to pop that cork out, and then the bees will eat that candy away and they'll release the queen. Now, like I said earlier, you don't want to put this so that the queen's breathable side, the screen side, is against the honeycomb. So I like to install it this way, so that it's in on an angle. That way any of the bees that are in with the queen can't get trapped and block her from exiting. And also it allows her to breathe and to get fed through that screen. This over here for a second. Get the queen set up inside. To move that honey frame out to the edge, and here's the queen. I'm going to put the queen in. Helps if we take out the cork first, like I said. Pop out the cork. Comes out pretty easy. That's it. I like to give them a little bit of an extra help, so I poke a little bit of a hole starting that to be able to be released. Now the queen's going in. Just push that on an angle, and it's secured in between the frames. Now this is the fun part. Here's all the bees. There's about 10,000 bees in here. These 10,000 bees are about to go into the hive. There we go. That's it, folks. The rest of the bees that are in there, they'll work their way out, and you can see they're all going to start working their way down into the hive and taking care of the queen.